Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, so, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most seismic shifts in the NFC East in recent memory. Rumors are swirling that the Cincinnati Bengals might be willing to trade Ja'Marr Chase, their star wide receiver, to the New York Giants. And if this deal goes down, it could completely transform the Giants' offensive landscape and shift the entire division dynamic. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really happening? Well, the whispers in league circles suggest that the Bengals are at a crossroads. They're sitting at 3-6, their defense giving up over 33 points per game, and the cracks are starting to show for a team that was expected to be a Super Bowl contender. With that kind of record, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they'll consider moving on from some of their key pieces, especially if it means accumulating draft capital to rebuild a team that's underperforming. Now, let's talk about Ja'Marr Chase. This guy is an absolute game changer when he's healthy and on the field. He's a top 5 player in the NFL's top 100 for 2025, and for good reason. Chase is an elite speedster with hands so reliable that defenses have to game plan around him. His ability to create explosive plays down the field is exactly what the Giants need to take their passing attack to the next level. After suffering injuries to other wide receivers like Bo Collins, the Giants have been struggling to find consistent production outside of their primary targets. Chase could immediately fill that void, injecting some much-needed energy and explosiveness into an offense that's been stagnant, especially considering their current 2-7 record. Imagine the possibilities: Daniel Jones with a true deep threat stretching the field, defenses struggling to keep up with Chase's burst, and a passing game finally ignited. Sources close to the league are hinting that the Bengals might be willing to part ways with Chase after the deadline, which is set for November 4th. The trade window could see a blockbuster move, with the Bengals aiming to offload Chase in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026. That's a hefty price, but in today's NFL, a player of Chase's caliber is worth it, especially for a team like the Giants, who are desperately seeking a spark on offense. Think back to the Seahawks' trade for DK Metcalf last year. That move boosted their aerial yards by over 200 yards in 2025. Chase could do the same for the Giants, turning their offense into a nightmare for opposing defenses. Let's break down what Chase brings to the table. In 2025, he's caught 76 passes on 107 targets, amassing 831 yards and 5 touchdowns. His average of nearly 11 yards per reception and over 92 yards per game shows just how involved he is, and his drop rate is a minimal 2%, which is crucial for a team that's been plagued by inconsistent hands. YAC, yards after catch. He's averaging 4.2 yards per reception, making him a threat every time he touches the ball. His EPA per target is plus 0.45, indicating he consistently gains valuable yardage, and PFF grades him at an impressive 87. 3, placing him among the top wide receivers in the league. He's also been remarkably healthy, avoiding major injuries that could hinder his impact. Considering his career stats, over 200 receiving yards and 60 touchdowns, Chase is already established as a premier playmaker. His career average PFF grade of 91. 2- and 2-time All-Pro status underscore his elite status. For the Giants, who are looking to rebuild and compete in the near future, adding Chase would be a game changer. His presence alone could elevate the passing game by at least 20%, leading to more explosive plays and better efficiency overall. The Giants currently sit at 2-8, with their offense scoring just 217 points through 9 games, about 21.7 points per game. Adding Chase could push that number significantly higher, especially with his ability to create big plays, those 15-plus yard gains that can swing the momentum and open up the entire field. Now, let's consider the impact on the defense and overall team dynamics. With a player like Chase, the Giants' offense would not only become more potent, but also more unpredictable. Defenses would have to respect the deep threat, which would open running lanes and create mismatches all over the field. Daniel Jones would have more opportunities to operate with less pressure, knowing he has a true game-breaking wide receiver at his disposal. Plus, Chase's presence could help alleviate some of the pressure on the offensive line, giving the Giants a more balanced attack and helping them control the clock better. Right now, their defense has been on the field too long, allowing 273 points, roughly 30 points per game. And if the offense can sustain drives with Chase making plays, that number could come down as well. Switching gears a bit, the trade could have a ripple effect across the NFC East and beyond. The Giants, currently sitting with about $12 million in cap space, could absorb Chase's contract without too much trouble, especially since it would be a move for the future. The Bengals, on the other hand, would free up around $15 million in cap space, which they could redirect toward rebuilding their offensive line or bolstering their defensive line, areas that have been weak points this season, with the defense allowing over 300 points in just 9 games. The Bengals are reportedly looking to add draft capital for a rebuild after some sophomore slumps and to address their cap situation, which is around $8 million, according to over-the-cap projections in November 2025. For the Giants, acquiring Chase not only fills a glaring need at receiver, but could also be the spark that pushes them from a middle-of-the-road team to legitimate contenders. Their schedule isn't easy, but with a player of Chase's caliber, they could start turning things around quickly. The current odds for the Giants to win the Super Bowl are around +4-0, a significant jump from +10-0 in early November 2025. That's a testament to how much a single player can influence a team's perception and chances. If Chase joins, the Giants' chances of making a deep playoff run increase dramatically, especially if he teams up with Daniel Jones and the rest of the offense to create that dynamic, explosive attack that teams fear. Now, I want to talk about the potential for a true turnaround. The Giants are a team with a lot of talent, but they're missing that one piece, someone who can change the game instantly. Chase could be that guy. His ability to create mismatches and big plays would force defenses to adjust, opening up the field for other receivers and running backs. It would also send a message to the rest of the league that the Giants are serious about contending. This kind of move, if it happens, could be the spark that ignites a new era for the franchise, transforming them from perennial underdogs into a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Of course, the trade isn't without risks. The Bengals are in a rebuild mode, and trading Chase might hurt their offense in the short term. But if they can land a first-round pick in 2026, they're betting on the future. The Giants, meanwhile, would be betting on Chase's health and consistency, but considering his track record and elite skills, that's a gamble worth taking. If the deal happens, it could reshape the NFC East for years to come, with the Giants emerging as a more potent, dynamic team that opponents will have a hard time stopping. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you believe Chase would be a perfect fit for the Giants? How do you think this move could impact the rest of the season and beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants as a whole. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest New York Giants news. This is an exciting time for Giants fans, and if this trade goes through, it might just be the start of something special. A new chapter filled with hope, big plays, and maybe even another Super Bowl appearance. Keep the faith and let's see what the future holds. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.